All right. It is your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Sports TV. And I am back with another stream. Excuse me. Before I get further into the show, just know that Colossal Sports TV is associated with ThreeKingsBoxing.com. So wherever you see me at, just know I'm in representation of ThreeKingsBoxing.com. I'm joined with my brother from H-Town, Jordan Whitehead, a.k.a. Blake. We should be joined by the Three Kings CEO, Prodigy of Boxing Talk, 2K, and a few. Blake, man, introduce yourself a little more to the people. You know what I'm saying? Let them know your contributions to ThreeKingsBoxing.com.
Yeah, it's Blake, editor. I mean, not editor. I'm talking about some editor, contributor and writer for Three Kings Boxing.
Nah, ain't he the promo guy, man? Don't say
short. And the promo guy. I'm. Hey, you gonna see me? You gonna see me with Three Kings shirt on? That's what you gonna know is me. Hey, it's gonna be Three Kings everywhere, all on Facebook, everywhere, man. So yeah, I'm head of the promo team too.
Hell yeah, expect my boy to be on more of these, man, because I'll go live Wednesdays and Sundays. So there you go, Blake. Unless it's an impromptu, something that we need to go live with. Wednesdays and Sundays will be the time in the days each week. But we're going to talk about some motherfucking boxing. That's what we do. And yesterday was a busy ass day. Also, let me start again. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, man. Enjoy you all's day with your loved ones. Kick back, relax, eat, whatever you do, man, and just enjoy your day being celebrated as a father. But yeah, back into what I was talking about, man. Yesterday, we had so many fights. And as you already know, ThreeKingsBoxing.com stays on top of every single fight. So if you go to the website, you'll see the recaps from each and every fight of significance that took place yesterday. So just head over to ThreeKingsBoxing.com so you can get up to date on the stuff you may have missed. But man, we're gonna start with the World Boxing Super Series card. We all know this is the cruiserweight semifinal bouts that took place yesterday, and we're gonna start with a fight that was pretty horrible, and it was pretty horrible because of one fighter. And that guy name is Andrew Tabiti. He was a then unbeaten American contender who got iced in the 10th round by the Cuban destroyer, Yunier Dorticos, in their semifinal bout. That fight was for the vacant IBF cruiserweight title. Blake, did you get a chance to see that fight, man?
Yeah, I caught it. I caught it, man. I was never too high on Andrew Tabiti anyway, especially in a fighter that's especially a couple times you done heard Floyd sing. He was like, I don't know what Andrew Tabiti is, and then a couple times he's working with Floyd and he say he wasn't. So Andrew Tabiti he seemed like a fighter that wasn't focused on his. He didn't seem like a fighter who wasn't focused on his career as much as I thought he should have been, and then. To me, all he had was some pretty good power. I wasn't too high on Andrew Tabiti ever, not skill wise. He's okay, but I knew that when he got to the top tier cruiserweights, I seen what happened yesterday happening.
And see, the thing about it is, I can't say I was too high on him or not. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was a good fighter, but I was questioning would he be able to take a punch once he stepped up in competition. 2K mentioned on the Three Kings Boxing podcast Friday night that, he got some, very good footwork. You see him on the jump rope, it's Floyd-esque, you know what I'm saying? And that shit didn't translate long. He started off good in the early portions of the fight, came out on his toes, boxing, jabbing, using the ring, lateral movement, moving from side to side, making Dorticos miss. But Dorticos kept coming and applying that pressure, hitting him to the body, and pretty much just walked him down. And for a guy that you would think a lot of people, was giving him high praise, saying that he was the future of the cruiserweight division, you would have think he'd have been able to adjust. He'd have been able to have a game plan B, C, D, E, and so forth and so on. But this guy didn't do anything but hug Dorticos the whole night. And while he was in every now and then he would land a beautiful right uppercut that would do, will have some effect on Dorticos. But instead of, making the proper adjustments, continuing to use his jab, you know what I'm saying, and using educated movement, he just allowed himself to be walked down, pushed around, and ripped to the body. And when he went to open up, both guys opened up. You know what I'm saying? And you know they're saying don't hook with a hooker. In this case, don't throw a right hand with a right hand power hitter. And Dorticos just got there quicker and right on the chin, and that was all she wrote, man. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with losing, you know what I'm saying? But there's a way you lose, you know what I'm saying? And if he would have got knocked out, but had gave up a competitive fight and showed some flashes of being able to, exceed at the, B and A level in the cruiserweight division, people wouldn't be too down on his performance. They'd probably question his chin a little bit or say, hey, he just made an error. You know what I'm saying? He was too wide. And he threw that right hand out of position and from a too far of a distance. But this guy didn't do anything past round 4. You know what I'm saying? He held. He allowed himself to just be manhandled by a guy in Yunier Dorticos, who a lot of people thought was going to lose this fight, especially considering his performance against Murat Gassiev in last year's WBSS Cruiserweight tournament, where he lost his WBA title in that unification bout, man. Any more thoughts on this, in terms of what you saw or what you would like to saw from Tabiti?
I always want to see a lot more from Tabiti, because even when he was fighting the lower tier fighters, he was getting his knockouts at first, but his last 2 fights before he had this one, I was like, yeah, I wasn't really impressed. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, and he did when he's getting a little trouble, he got the hole and he didn't know what to do in the ring. And then I didn't never think he had a real high boxing IQ. And then just everything he had going on outside the ring with Floyd Sr. and him not having the right trainer, then not being seen in the gym. Like they say, he'll be not seen in the gym for months. They just not saying it was necessarily true, but then you hear rumors saying that but you always hearing the wrong rumors about Andrew Tabiti. Like it seemed like he wasn't taking it serious. And I was like, when you in the division with Dorticos and Gassiev and these fighters who are, you don't hear no thing about those fighters. I just said when he makes it to the top, it happened how exactly I knew it was gonna happen.
And that's the thing, man. When you hear those rumors and the speculation that you're not dedicated to your craft and applying yourself and getting better, this is what's gonna happen, because you can't do this. You can't play boxing. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is not a game to be a sport to be played with. You need to be dedicated, not only in the gym but outside the gym. What you put in your body, whether it's soda, bad fatty foods, the crowd you hang around, just the energy and the shit you put around yourself, man. You need to be clicking on all cylinders, and of course the work ethic has to be at the highest level, especially if my man Blake saying he wasn't that high on your ring IQ and your skill set. That means you got to work even harder, not to prove him wrong, but to show that, look, I might lack these attributes to be a phenomenal fighter in terms of a physical aspect, but look, I can sharpen up the ring IQ. I can study film. You know what I'm saying? I can get it in that muscle memory, and I can apply certain things to my craft to make me better than what meets the eye. Look at Bernard Hopkins. He wasn't overly athletic. He wasn't a supremely, fast guy. Didn't have that one punch knockout power. But what did he have? He had that high ass ring IQ and that 100% dedication and commitment to the sport of boxing. So, I mean, look, if you don't take shit serious in your life, whether it's in sports or school or health or whatever the fuck it may be, then you're gonna get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And that's just that's the reality of the world we live in, and that is the reality of the sport Andrew Tabiti decided to participate in. And if you're treated like him, you're gonna be a meme and all kind of shit, because that motherfucker was iced. He put his
he was out. It was out cold. I was like, I say, oh no, I say, man, roll a stretch out. I mean, I was like, damn, Tabiti. Like that was a scary knockout because he wasn't moving.
Bro, for real. Because at first I thought he was gonna try to get up, but then when he just laid out, like, yeah, this nigga is down for the motherfucking count. He ain't
Yeah.
getting up, and it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing nobody can do. You know, I wouldn't even somebody. He needs some milk. And I'd have rolled that motherfucker out. You know how they do in the Royal Rumble and shit. Or whatever
Yeah.
wrestling, man, roll that nigga out the ring,
Roll that
man.
nigga right out there, bitch.
Yeah, nigga staking out the joint like that. They man, fuck you, cuz. That's how I thought they were gonna do. I thought the referee was like, hey, well shit. Roll that motherfucker out and have that pick up and took to the back. But shit, he kind of disappointed, man, because I know a lot of people, felt he was gonna win because Dorticos, and we're gonna talk about him now. Showed a lot of flaws in his fight against Gassiev last year, where he seemed to gas. He seemed too focused on getting a knockout. He didn't set anything up like he did in this fight. You know what I'm saying? In this fight with Tabiti was a whole different. He flipped the script 360. You know what I'm saying? In this fight, he utilized the jab. He went to the body. He kept his composure. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just telegraph his right hand. In that fight against Gassiev, it was nothing but right hand, right hand, right hand, right hand, right hand. You know what I'm saying? But what are your thoughts on Dorticos' performance? And were you surprised that he dominated the way he did, considering how bad he looked against Gassiev last year?
Well, I thought that he would. I thought that he was gonna perform good anyway against Andrew Tabiti.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised because when you drop in competition, you can always look better.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's just how I felt about Tabiti. You know what I'm saying? Tabiti was, stuff I'm seeing stuff I haven't seen from Tabiti. I was like, I knew he was gonna be one and done. He gonna lose to. I feel like he'd have lost to any other fighters in the tournament too. I didn't give him a chance. A lot of people will hound Tabiti because he fast hands and he got power and he more so got the look.
Yeah.
But to me, he didn't have a substance because I was like, I don't see Tabiti. He gonna look good at first, but I don't see him continue to look all 12 rounds. I've never, what I'm saying, when he was fighting the lower competition, he get him out of there earlier. But Tabiti remind me of a fighters when you get past 6, 7 rounds, you gonna see the real him. And then yesterday, it was after about 4 or 5.
Shit, it was sounding like you talking about James DeGale. You know what I'm saying? Shit, James DeGale and them stamina issues, front running ass. And I agree with you, man. You can look good in the mirror, you got your 6-pack, jumping rope, and doing all that flashy pad work that Floyd Mayweather does, and so many other fighters, who do it for their media days and whatnot. But if you don't got no substance, man, you ain't got no heart, you ain't got no IQ, you ain't got the will to, push yourself through the tough, situations, then it don't matter how good you look, how fast you run, how fast you can jump rope. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't matter when that motherfucker, especially a dude that is talented and a former champion, dropping that leather on your ass. It's like, look, man, you damned if you can't do any of that. And we knew going in that Dorticos, his heart was never questioned. His will was never in question. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got dropped twice in a fight against Gassiev, but that was more so due to a combination of fatigue, and Gassiev is a hell of a fighter. You know what I'm saying? But, the things that we question about Dorticos is, his IQ, as well. His overall ability, did he reach that ceiling? You know what I'm saying? And all them questions didn't get answered in this fight against Tabiti because, like I said, if you like looking at it like my man Blake is, you know what I'm saying, you ain't think too much of Tabiti, so of course you expected a guy who has a championship pedigree and Dorticos to eventually catch his ass and knock him out or just beat him to a decision. So we still need questions asked or answered in terms of, is Dorticos really that guy? Did he learn anything from that Gassiev fight? But hey, last night's fight was a good indicator that he did learn to pace himself, utilize that jab more, and work the body on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, against Bredis, who he'll be fighting in the final in the unification bout, man, we're gonna see if he can build on this performance and really take home that Ali trophy in that WBO cruiserweight title. And speaking of Bredis, man, that fight was crazy as fuck. You know, so much happened in 3 rounds. 3 round fight. So much happened. You had goddamn Bredis knock my man Glowacki down with the fucking elbow, and fucking Robert Byrd just fucking lost it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He didn't. He had a bad day. You know, he had a bad day. He's normally one of the upper echelon referees in the sport of boxing, but he had a bad day. And then how Glowacki was saved in that second round, I don't know. I understand he's the champion, but he was clearly not fit to continue, as you would see in the third round when Bredis, who was fortunate to be in this fight anyway, because he got a gift decision against his last opponent in the prior round in this tournament, but he finished him off, man. Blake, what was your thoughts on that fight, man? Blake. All right, well, you know, Blake.
No, I'm on. I had to mute it.
Okay.
Yeah, that fight right there. Then you had the situation with Robert Byrd, man. That fight like it had everything going on.
Yeah, I mean, it did. I mean, it did.
That fight was a real interesting fight.
Who do you favor though? Now that the final is set, Yunier Dorticos or Maurice Bredis?
I still don't trust Dorticos. I mean, after him getting fatigued like that, and I mean I just feel I'm not ready to trust him at the upper echelon of the fighters yet. I know you done it against Tabiti, you know what I'm saying, but hey, we'll see. We'll see when you got this fight going.
I mean, yeah. Let me pull up these guys' measurements because I know Dorticos is about 6'3". I believe Bredis is about 6'1", if I'm not mistaken. But Bredis, man, I hear what you're saying about Dorticos, but Bredis got a fucking gift decision in his last fight. He got a gift decision like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He's 6'1", 75-inch reach. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he's an orthodox fighter. Both of these guys are orthodox. Both of these guys possess big fight power. Bredis, man, he's 34 years old. You know what I'm saying? And he lost to Noel Giver. He lost to that guy. That guy, you know what I'm saying, should have never had that had been robbed, you know what I'm saying? But it happened. But Noel Giver, man, he's a good fighter. And should have been the one fighting Glowacki in a rematch, where he lost a split decision back in 2017. But but I think that I'm a favor Dorticos in this fight. I think he showed me enough in terms of him actually being able to acknowledge that, you know, I fucked up in the Garcia fight, and able to look at the film and apply it and be disciplined. Yeah, he started to gas a little bit in the fight with Tabiti, but that's just normal because through the course of a 12-round fight, 10-round fight, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna start to fatigue at some point. But he showed that you know, he can retain new information given to him and can, you know, be aware of his mistakes and shit. So I think that I'm gonna favor him, man.
Well, yeah, I understand what you're saying. You know what? And sometimes that's happening in boxing. He was just so I favored Dorticos in that tournament, and when he had that out, you know what I'm saying, sometimes you be like, oh man, I can't, you know, I was high on Dorticos at once. So I guess I'm more so looking from a personal standpoint, like when you was so high on somebody, then they give you it's almost similar to the Mikey Garcia situation. Mm-hmm. Like I'm hearing people saying that Danny Garcia gonna smoke Mike, and I was like, why would you think that? I said, well, all boxing fans do that. You get when you had high hopes for something, or you thinking somebody really, and they super disappoint you. It's like sometimes you lose a little faith in them.
Yeah, and I understand it. I understand it 100%, man. But I think this fight will end in knockout. I say that. I think.
And that's one thing. I think Dorticos, he boxed good yesterday, but Bredis come out there winging, and I think Dorticos gonna follow suit.
Hell yeah, man! And I think that whoever land first, man, and land the better, you know, compacted shot is gonna be the one that takes it home. But I trust Dorticos' chin. Yeah, he was dropped twice with Garcia, but I think that, like I said, you got to go back and look at the time when that fight happened. I mean, them knockdowns happened. It wasn't early, it wasn't middle rounds. It was late, like the 12th and final round. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I think you got to consider all that and taking that into account when you're looking at this fight, man. But we're about to move on to the next topic. Josh Warrington ekes by Kid Galahad by split decision to retain that IBF featherweight title. Did you see this fight, man?
No, I wasn't able to catch that fight, but I did see highlights. And one thing I will say, 2K, he not on, but 2K predicted this. 2K was like, I'm not sure he gonna get past. First he said he didn't think at all. Then he's I don't know. This is what 2K predicted. He said he was like Josh Warrington, not that good of a fighter. He was like he may lose his title to Kid Galahad, and it almost happened.
I'm gonna say this, bro. I had Galahad winning. When you watch the fight, just be prepared. Just make sure you ain't got nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? It's and I don't mean that in a good way. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you need to make time for it, but you know what I'm saying, you're gonna want to watch it, you know, because this is an important fight, an important division. I think that Galahad performed much better than a lot of people thought. Especially big fans of Josh Warrington over there in Leeds in the UK. I think Warrington is a solid fighter, but I think he's food at 126. Didn't you say that Shakur Stevenson what beat him? Wasn't that you?
No, that wasn't me. No, okay. But I think that might have been 2K. It might have been 2K saying Shakur Stevenson beat him. But I mean, yeah, I do think Shakur Stevenson beat him if you ask me. Okay,
because the thing about it is, while he has a limited amount of stamina, you know, very good endurance, fast hands, he's a good combination puncher. He did that, you know. Kid Galahad is a good fighter. I ain't taking nothing away from him, but I don't think he's on the level of Gary Russell. I think you would agree with that statement. I don't even think that he's on the level of a Shakur Stevenson. Even with what Stevenson got, how many fights in his career? 12, 13, 14, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he just completely neutralized Warrington from the opening round all the way to the conclusion. Now, Warrington did have his moments, and these are a lot of fights that were close. I mean, a lot of rounds were close because, you know, it was a lot of infighting. It wasn't a lot of punches thrown. But this performance kind of reminded me of Kell Brook versus Sean Porter in the sense that, and Galahad kind of looks like, you know, Brook and has a smaller build, similar but smaller build than to Brook. But I say that in a sense of he was just able to throw that one shot. It's like, you know, them fighters like Ward, Brook got that real good timing, so they don't have to throw a lot of punches and shit. You know, they throw a 1-2 at the perfect time to just when their opponent about to unleash a combination, you know what I'm saying, or get in position to punch, and it forces them to reset. And that's what he did a lot against Josh Warrington in this fight. You know what I'm saying? And he kept constantly switching from orthodox the stands to the southpaw stands, and he was giving them problems. You know, when he was in the southpaw stance, he gave him much more problems than he did when he was in the orthodox. You know what I'm saying? He would shoot that jab, you know, mix it up with a body shot, come in and clinch. Like, he'll jab and then lunge in. You know what I'm saying? And Warrington wasn't able to, you know, get the distance, get the range. You know what I'm saying? His movement was really, you know, neutralized. Yeah, he was coming forward, but it wasn't any substance on his punches. It wasn't any telling shots. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of fucking wasted energy. But in order to take that title off of the champion, man, you got to be decisive. While I think Galahad won, I understand a split decision because it was a close fight, a lot of infighting, not a lot of punches being thrown by neither man. More from Warrington, of course, because that's just how his style is. He's a punching and bunching type fighter. But I think that a rematch should be definite. You know what I'm saying? It should definitely happen. But Frank Warner's already talking about matching up Warrington with Leo Santa Cruz next year, which is, I mean, it's a unification bout, so I'm not mad at it, but makes me look at Leo like, you know, what about you and Gary Russell? But what's your thoughts on what I just said? I mean, I know you got to go back and watch the fight, but what are your thoughts on Warrington and how he stacks up after, you know, what you've seen, highlights of the fight from yesterday and my assessment of it?
I didn't ever think nothing was too special about Warren. I always thought, I said, if he have his unification with with whether it be Russell, whether it be Santa Cruz, whatever, I always felt like I say he'll lose his title. I wasn't too highly on him like at all. Like I didn't ever think that. Even when he beat Carl Frampton, I was surprised he beat Carl Frampton. I never was too high on Josh Warrington. I just thought he's a cool fighter. He's a nice fighter, but whenever he goes to Santa Cruz or Gary Russell, he should lose his title. Like he should have, like he should have lost it yesterday, like you said.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, this motherfucker. I don't know, somebody in the goddamn comment section. I'm gonna have to goddamn block this motherfucker because this motherfucker talking ignorant shit. But yeah, I think that he definitely should have lost his title. But you know, it is what it is, man, and you know, and just I mean that's what it is. I mean he got to go on and he still got his title, so he could still call himself a champion. But I don't think he bows well against the Gary Russells.
Oh no, he getting smoked. He gonna get them. He getting smoked.
Now I don't know about Leo Santa Cruz, man. I think that'll be a great fight because they both have similar styles in terms of their ability. They come forward, throw a lot of punches and bunches. You know what I'm saying? High volume fighters. But I think that if Leo Santa Cruz utilized the game plan he did in the first Frampton fight, where he jabbed and he boxed from the outside, and I think that he can give problems to Warrington because I think Santa Cruz might be taller and have a longer reach. So I think that
yeah, and Santa Cruz been a better fighter ever since he got back with his old man. When his old man start training him again, that he's improved a whole lot, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, well, you're a little more higher on Santa Cruz.
Yeah, I'm a little more because Santa Cruz. I'm not style wise watching Santa Cruz. I might not be the most exciting thing I want to look at. Yeah, but Santa Cruz got better defense and people really kind of give him credit for. He'll catch a jab a lot, and then he constantly throws punches. So for somebody, I'm a high on him, and then not just that high, but I always say that the fight with him and Gary Russell will be closer than people think because Gary Russell has times where he's gonna throw a couple punches and he just gonna kind of sit there. And Gary Russell, you can kind of get off on him. He'll sit there in the pocket sometimes a little too long and catch some shots.
Yeah. So we're gonna see, man. Warrington definitely didn't have his best performance. And like I said, with him not being a big puncher, him not being a exceptional boxer, eventually he gonna run into somebody that can combat that stamina, like he did against Galahad, and who is even better than Galahad, Gary Russell, maybe Santa Cruz, Shakur Stevenson. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? We'll see what's gonna be his next move, man. Because if he ain't gonna fight Santa Cruz next, I don't know where Shakur Stevenson is positioned in that in the IBF rankings, but that is a fight that he won't. And with Bob Arum on his side, that is a fight he can likely get next year. So we shall see. What's the next move for Josh Warrington moving forward? All right, man. We about to talk about that pay-per-view, or not the pay-per-view. What the fuck I'm talking about?
And they said that.
Not that pay-per-view. Nah, we about to talk about Tyson Fury. But first, we about to talk about the undercard fight that took place with Jesse Hart and Sullivan Barrera. Shout out to my boy Bo, who's a Cuban as well. What do you think about that fight, man? I know I got a lot of thoughts on that shit.
I naturally had picked Sullivan Barrera because I've never been too big on Jesse Hart. I was surprised that he won, but it was an ugly fight like Jesse fights usually be. But Sullivan Barrera, he done. He was at one point a lot of people was high on Sullivan Barrera.
Yeah,
but like now. It's done because Jesse Hart gonna get knocked out by one of them. He said that he needed probably needed another fight, a little warmer fight, 175. I mean, I don't know how much that's gonna help him because he won't be doing too good against the top 175 pounders. Not with that performance last night.
And see, the thing is, bro, like I might be in a minority with this, but watching the fight, I was like, damn, he can be so much better. Jesse Hart, if he would just take his time, he would be so much better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like if he would just utilize, because the shit he was saying, they were killing me, man, when they was talking about the shit. Him and Ward and Bradley, they were just killing my man in a respectful way. But I mean, it needed to be, you know what I'm saying? Say it. You know, he was throwing fucking lead right hooks, from just not setting it up from a wide ass distance that could have got him fucked up against anybody else.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
He was always a sloppy fighter, like always. I mean, it seemed like he's get uncoordinated in there, and just sometimes it seemed like he's street fighting.
Yeah, just it seemed like, man, look, it seemed like for him to have a deep amateur pedigree, for him to, you know, come from a Philly
fighting family. His daddy was Cyclone Hart. You think he, you know, that's Jesse Hart just a little disappointing sometimes. He put on some disappointing performances a lot to me.
He's not disciplined because he got the power, he got the height, he got a nice reach. He athletically, he gifted athletically. You know what I'm saying? And he seemed to got the heart and will, but dude, he makes some of the dumbest. You would think this motherfucker just woke up and decided to be a boxer. The way he fucking go about his business in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's no patience, it's no discipline, it's no none of that. It's no focus. It's just, all right, I'm gonna wing it. And then what killed me is that simple shit you know you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to square yourself up. You're not supposed to drop your hands. You know what I'm saying? This nigga do all that shit. He smothered his own punches. Barrera shouldn't have seen the 12th round or the 10th round, bro. He should have been knocked the fuck out in the first 4 rounds. When he hurt that motherfucker constantly, this shouldn't have went to a decision. It shouldn't have went to the decision. But like I said, when you undisciplined, when you lack the, lack the focus, you know what I'm saying, of upper echelon fighter, then this is what you got. You know what I'm saying? And instead of turning in a good performance, you turn in some bullshit.
Like he usually do.
Yep. So
and also Jesse Hart, I don't know. He don't seem like a composed fighter in the ring. It's like I be thinking even with the fights he had with who was the guy he had the fights for the 168? Gilberto Ramirez. Yeah. You know, he just seemed real frantic in the ring. Like he not calmed down. It seemed like his blood is. It seemed like he not calm, and I feel like that's why he has some of the issues because he don't always. To me, you can get him uncomfortable in the ring. You can make him uncomfortable in the ring.
Yep. I mean, and like I said, man, I think he could be better. I think he might need to get with a new trainer. But like I said, I think he might need somebody that's going. But who at this point though? Who would you see? You know what I'm saying? Being able to reel him in. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't see nobody being able to reel him in and have him be a disciplined fighter. I want to say Virgin Hunter, but shit. At this point, a guy like Hart, he has an ego. Because we got into it with him a little bit on Twitter. And,
I remember that.
He thought we was both supposed to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he always thought he was better than what he was.
I know, and it's just like, nah, bro, just humble yourself, cause you definitely ain't all that, man. You a solid fighter can be better, but if you conducting yourself, you know what I'm saying, like that outside the ring and then go inside the ring and conduct yourself the way you do, then you ain't got you don't get much love from Three Kings Boxing outside of us giving you respect to be a professional fighter, man.
Basically, because I don't see him doing too much to the other 107-pound fighters. Say he gonna get another one in, but goddamn Jesse.
Yeah, for real. That's like goddamn Jesse.
Yeah, he was like goddamn Jesse.
Hey, y'all that's watching, man, make sure y'all hit that like button, man, and drop a comment, man. Let me know what y'all thought on that last night's fights, man. We here for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold it too long because I know everybody, it's Father's Day and everything. So You know, me and my man Blake, we just chopping it up a little bit.
Yeah,
I hit that like button.
Yeah, and I ain't no father, so shit. That's why I'm on here today. I got all the time in the world.
I ain't one
I
yet
be doing.
either.
Yeah, I do shows all day.
Yeah, man. We about to bring it to y'all, man. Sunday and Wednesday on Colossal Sports TV, man. Tuesday, Thursday on Prodigy Boxing Talk, Three Kings podcast, man. We about to hit y'all with all kind of information and knowledge that y'all gonna need to take a notebook and jot down this shit, man, because we all prolific with this shit. You know what I'm saying? But shit, what else, man?
But yeah, enough of them bullshit. I ain't gonna lie, enough of them bullshit, them bullshit ass niggas shit. That's two fighters shit that's go get knocked out soon again anyway. So on to the main event.
Hell yeah. Main event time, man. Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury made his Las Vegas debut last night on ESPN where he knocked out Tom Schwarz. Oh shit. We are joined by the OG of Three Kings Boxing.com, the head of relations. You know what I'm saying? A journalist, Mr. Bo Bland. What's good, man? After that good introduction, this nigga ain't gonna say shit. This nigga must be dangling from a pole or something.
Hell yeah. Trying to fix them goddamn wires 50 feet now.
I'm glad you added that, Blake, because motherfuckers like dangling from a pole. What the fuck does he do? It's his job, cause he be high in the sky fixing wires and shit for very important people. You know what I'm saying? And very important institutions. But this motherfucker dipped back out. But what's your thoughts on the fight, man? Oh, he back in.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, man. I just gave you that terrific ass introduction. I ain't doing this shit again.
I heard it.
Yeah, all right, nigga. Just because you ain't getting the encore, nigga.
I heard it. Hey, so I looked up and I saw Blake was on here. I said, oh shit, let me come in here and add some flavor to the show. Let me say the show, man.
Nigga.
I said, let me come save the show. We can't We can't have people thinking that's all Three Kings got.
Fuck you, nigga. Man.
I needed you to save it because shit, I missed a couple of the fights yesterday. Caught up on the highlights and shit.
Yeah, I was pulling straws for a minute. I was like, okay,
all right, by yourself. You know, I was up them. You over here. I was up there. You know, you over here dry snitching and shit. But I was. But yeah, man. You know what though? Man, boxing is like. Think about this for a second, man.
Mm-hmm.
You had Tyson Fury fought Tom Schwarz, and I don't think people understand the significance of that fight because Tom Schwarz was ranked number 2. Probably when the new ranking system comes out, Fury would have taken his place. So Fury is in a position for Joshua or Wilder. But the buzz that Fury, like the success of the Fury fight with Schwarz is because of what happened with Ruiz and Joshua. So everybody's eager to see, are these top guys going to win their fights?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, come on, realistically speaking, anybody fucking concerned, looking interested in those Schwarz and Fury?
Nope.
I mean, when it got announced, nobody talked about it until what? To Joshua lost. Like, oh, shit.
Maybe Fury gonna lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a domino effect. But to Tyson Fury's credit, the one thing about Bob that he does is Bob knows how to take young fighters of talent or whatever, and he knows how to make them names. So he knows how to make you bigger than what you are. And to Tyson Fury's credit, he used that opportunity and got a knockout, a second round knockout over a guy that he should already beat. Now the buzz is not so much as about and for people out there that are upset that cats are saying Tyson Fury showed you what you should do against a guy that you're supposed to beat compared to Joshua. Anybody that's upset that people are saying that, then fuck you. You just upset because the reality was that's exactly what the fuck we saw. Yep. Fury did show us when you have an underdog in front of you, that's what you should do. So anybody, like a lot of Joshua, people who was riding with Joshua only riding because they don't like Wilder. Let's keep it a buck, right? Okay, right. So, but he's absolutely correct because I think Ruiz was the 13-1 or whatever. $100 would have got you 5,000. And I think somebody was saying that this was kind of similar with Tom Schwarz. So yeah, that's what he did. So anybody getting mad at pushing that narrative, fine. But Tyson Fury took this opportunity to not just stake the claim, that this is the reason why ESPN invested in me, but he also now has put pressure on Deontay Wilder because now you got to look spectacular in your fight against Ortiz. So man, props to Bob, man. These guys are playing chess and we getting to see it happen live, man.
Yep, I mean, and pretty much that's what it is, you know what I'm saying, to piggyback off your point, and which is I don't understand why motherfuckers would be mad at motherfuckers. Like, you gotta at some point you gotta let the shit go. You gotta let the nuts of Anthony Joshua, you know what I'm saying, go. You know what I'm saying? He lost. He's accepted it. Now it's time for you to accept it. You know, Wilder did what he's supposed to do against Brazil. When you're a lower level fighter and you're a higher caliber fighter, you take the motherfucker out like he's trash. Fury did that last night, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And Joshua has a chance to redeem himself in November. 3kingsboxing.com has reported that. You can go to the website and check it out if you think we lying. He has a chance, but right now this nigga is not a factor. It's pretty much Wilder or Ruiz and fucking Fury. You know what I'm saying? No matter which way you slice it, just consume that shit and take a deep breath and realize, look, it's gonna be okay. Joshua's not dead and he has another chance. But Fury, this is Fury's time. You know, this is his weekend. He beat the shit out of Schwarz the way he was supposed to do. He's been in position to, you know, face Deontay Wilder next year in a rematch that we all want to see because they got some unfinished business to take care of. And in the meantime, we got to see what Wilder what Wilder has. You know what I'm saying? He could easily go in there and get clipped by Luis Ortiz and the heavyweight division be turned upside on his head again. You know what I'm saying? So come September, we're going to see if Deontay Wilder can duplicate or replicate the performance he did last March against Ortiz, but put on a better performance. You know what I'm saying? Show something different against a technician and a power puncher in not Cuban, but in Luis Ortiz, who happens to be Cuban. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, just get out y'all feelings about this shit because we're not going to stop pushing the narrative that, you know, we call it how we see it. Anyway, man, since your ass is on the show, we talked about Yunier Dorticos. We're not even gonna mention that nigga Sullivan Barrera. You know what I'm saying?
No, we got him.
No, we talked about it. I'm gonna give you a chance to talk. I'm gonna give you a chance to. We talked about it. Oh, of course, we covered all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
We gonna talk about some good first, and then we'll let you talk about Sullivan Barrera because I got a feeling you're gonna get off of his ass, no homo. Even though you kind of predicted what you seen to happen on Friday night show, which was great, by the way. But yeah, man, what's your thoughts on Yunier Dorticos, man? Did he surprise you from the fight against Gassiev and show that he actually learned some shit using the jab, going to the body, pacing himself in this fight against Tabiti, or you kind of just like, damn, Tabiti wasn't what I thought he was?
It was a combination of both.
Okay.
A combination of Tabiti wasn't what I thought he was. And then it's also a combination of Dorticos actually did learn something. For the first time, he didn't allow his man to get inside. He wasn't doing the same thing over and over again. He was using more footwork than I normally see him using. And he was maintaining distance. I think I said something on the breakdown of the fight. I said, if you watch Dorticos jab, he steps too far forward into the jab. That's why he's able to get hit and counted. Well, he didn't do that this time. He hit Tabiti with a right hand. And if you watch when his right hand landed, Tabiti was throwing his. Well, Tabiti was right hand was going to be short. Why? Because Dorticos maintained distance.
Yep.
And he allowed himself to catch that motherfucker at the end of it, right? And then man, shout out to Prodigy, because Prodigy said it best. He said, when he was throwing a hook, when Tabiti was throwing a hook, he was like whack ass goddamn. What did he say in the chat? He said, whack ass punch selection or some shit.
Yeah. Something like that.
I know it was something like that, man. Prodigy was like whack ass punch selection, and he was right. He was absolutely right. You're throwing a motherfucking. You're trying to throw the punch he was trying to throw is and then not have your hand where it should be in case someone comes back with a counter was just, it was ridiculous. So and mind you, now these were two fighters. I already questioned Dorticos, level of intelligence, ring IQ from a Cuban standpoint. I remember we did that live on the show. I don't take shit back what the fuck I said. I don't. I stick.
We don't do that. We don't do that shit.
No, I stick by that because if you watch what he did in the Gassiev fight, he was jab, jab, right hand, jab, jab, right hand, jab, right hand, jab, jab, right. It was rinse and repeat. And that's the reason why Garcia was able to wait that motherfucker out. Okay, so I ain't taking nothing back. And then, of course, he lost 4 times to the same dude back in the amateurs to be part of the Cuban Olympic team. So I don't take anything back what I said. But at the end of the day, I think also not just learning from that Garcia fight, realizing that you can't just look to just knock a person out. You have to build the knockout. You know, you have to work at the knockout. You have to let it come to you. You can't try to force it, which that's what he was trying to do in the Garcia fight, was force it. This time he just let it come to him. And I mean, did you see the look on his face when he hit him and the dude went down? Oh shit, okay. And he turned around and walked to the corner.
Like, oh damn, I forgot I still got this shit in me. You know what I'm saying?
Because he let the knockout come to him, and that's what you're supposed to do. So and then of course Tabiti, you know, he showed a lot of inexperienced flaws.
Yep.
In that moment. He didn't do anything that I thought he should have done. I mean, you're fighting a taller man, you got to try to get inside that jab, and you know, he just wasn't trying to do that. But you know, Tabiti's young, and you know, unfortunately and sadly, you know, oddly enough, them TMT fighters, man, them motherfuckers is
hey. Them motherfuckers, bro. Them motherfuckers don't take the craft seriously. Outside of body jet, them motherfuckers, they think this shit is a joke, bro. What, you got a 6-pack and you can jump rope real good? That means you're not gonna get your head knocked off if you don't take it serious. Fuck out of here with that shit, man. Because not Bo, but Blake was saying that shit. He heard rumors and shit about, you know, Tabiti not being in the gym for months at a time. Floyd Mayweather Senior looking for him and shit like that. So if that is indeed the case, yeah, he got what he deserved. You know what I'm saying? This is not a game. Boxing is not a game to be played with. You treat outside. You got to be disciplined on the outside of the ring. You got to be disciplined on the inside. And pretty much like you said, Bo, you hit the nail on the head. He was inexperienced. He didn't know when to clinch. He didn't know how to get inside his man. When he got inside his man, he didn't you know, throw lots of uppercuts. He didn't rip shots to the body, because we all know Dorticos gases. You know what I'm saying? And
he does.
He passed. But Dorticos did a good job of pacing himself, even though
I'm gonna say he paced himself a lot better in this fight, man.
Yeah, he started to fatigue, which is natural when you get past 6-7 rounds. That's a natural fatigue gonna kick in. So people that say, "Well, y'all, you know, motherfucker." If he was tired like he was against Garcia, that knockout wouldn't have came like that. It would have just been a decision, because he was whooping his ass. He outboxed him, outfought him, and he walked him down and you know, pretty much, you know, made easy pickings of Andrew Tabiti until he scored the stoppage of a guy that just pretty much proved that he shouldn't have been in the ring with him, man. And we just lost Bo, so hopefully he joined back in so we can start up this conversation. Okay, Bo back in, man. But pretty much, man, I let me put another question before we talk about Sullivan Barrera, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, we.
So who do you favor, man? Who do you favor, Bredis or Dorticos? I favor Dorticos. He showed me enough good in, you know, in that fight last night compared to what I seen against Garcia, and Bredis showed me enough bad, even though he won, to let me know that, yeah, if Dorticos fights behind that jab and goes to the body and it sets up things, I think he gonna put Bredis, who is 34 years old, to sleep.
You know what's funny is I have to watch more of that fight. I didn't get a chance to watch the full fight yet, but I'm gonna say this from what I got to see and from the highlights. Bredis benefited from what my decision is bad refereeing.
Horrible refereeing.
I think Bredis benefited from a lot from bad refereeing. When when the bell rings and the fighter gets pounded on for an extra 30 seconds, extra minute, that takes something out of you, man, for the rest of the fight. And that was one thing that was bad. And I thought that stoppage was bad. He didn't give the guy a chance to show you that he had recovered. He got up before the count. He's on rubbery legs. And it was surprising because that referee is a very experienced. Yeah, he's experienced referee, man. I think you're starting to have. I think what we also starting to see is a lot of pressure is being put on refs to do more protecting the fighters now. And if that's the case, then boxing is gonna have a problem.
But my thing is too, Bo. But if that's the case, when he got hit with the elbow, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you could have deducted a point, then you could have gave the man 5 minutes, because you don't supposed to get this. Not MMA. You know what I'm saying? So you get him in 5 minutes, whether he is legitimately hurt or not, because we don't know how those, you know what I'm saying, delayed reactions happen. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He got hit with a clean elbow. You know what I'm saying? That shit was thought out by Bredis, and he dropped him. But Robert Byrd just said, oh, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Byrd was doing some shit. I was like,
that's what I'm saying, man. What you saw was Bredis benefiting from some serious bad refereeing. I mean,
because I'm like, when that
not
bell
hearing
was,
the bell. Now you can make the argument is not the same kind of that bell didn't sound like the same kind of bell ding we have over here in the US.
Yeah.
But when you hear a bell, you know what the fuck a bell. You know what I'm saying? Like
when you kind of see certain shit though, mannerism, man. You know what I'm saying? You jumping, even if you think like, damn, and you're supposed to keep that time in your head anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
3 minutes, 3 minutes. Oh shit, this longer than 3 minutes. Let me jump in, because what if somebody died or some shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was he's a fight. Yeah, it's a fight, but the round stops at 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? For 30 extra seconds plus, he already got hit with the elbow. Come on, Robert Byrd. You know what I'm saying? But he married to Adelaide Byrd. So he know.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why I was like, man, that was fun for him not to hit that bell. Like, what are you doing? Like, man, that was
a judge. I think they said she was a judge. If I read what they said, she was a judge. So I don't know, cuz that shit was just complete incompetence on the behalf of Robert Byrd, man. And like both said, somebody you either gonna stop a fight too early and rob somebody of their glory, or you gonna fucking allow some shit like the elbow to go down, or some extra 30 seconds a minute fighting after the fucking round concluded, which is gonna end up causing somebody serious harm due to the incompetence of these referees, man. I think they really need to start looking into getting some younger referees with a more attentive eyes, you know what I'm saying, that have quicker reflexes to be able to do the job, because it's gonna take an unfortunate situation to happen where you're gonna have to look at boxing as a whole and like, you know what, hey, is it really worth it? So that shit definitely is a slap in the face. But a good thing I can say, at least that shit didn't happen in America. You know what I'm saying? Because we definitely don't need that shit over here. Cause
that's very true, man.
So, all right, Bo, man. I know you feeling good. You know, Dorticos won, but then you got to talk about this guy,
your boy Sullivan.
I'm gonna say like Barrera, Sullivan Barrera.
I got a question, man. I got a question, man.
Go, man.
Who deemed me all knowledge of Cuban? Like you motherfuckers do know I'm black. I'm
yeah, you
black,
Cuban. You black Cuban. Nigga, but shit, these your guys though. I mean, that's what you spend. We all got a section of boxing we look at more so than others. Don't mean we ain't in knowledge, but you that's what you are. That's the temperament, man. You the bilingual, knowledgeable cat. So we got to talk to you about Mr. Sullivan Barrera getting his ass beat by Jesse Hart.
That fight was hard to watch, but that's what you saw in that fight is the reason why I picked Jesse Hart.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I picked Jesse Hart for that reason, because I said it takes too much to get Sullivan Barrera going. I said, now the thing is, I felt that from an experience, and Sullivan Barrera was another guy. I was like, yo, man, his ring IQ for a Cuban fighter isn't probably where it should be. Hell, we saw that against Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? We did. We saw that when he fought Andre goddamn Ward, and it's not, and Ward's ring IQ is off the scale, but my thing is, when you come from that Cuban background, your ring IQ is naturally at a certain way because of the intensity and the level of degree that they're going to with teaching you the sport of boxing, right? So we definitely saw that, and at the end of the day, I said, yo, man, he's like he showed every bit of that 37-year-old age in that fight right there, right? The power is still there because he rocked Jesse Hart a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes too much to get him going. Now, I said he's officially hit journeyman status. Now, a lot of people don't know the difference between a journeyman and a gatekeeper, right? But at the end of the day, he's hit that journeyman status, meaning that, he's a guy that I could see other champions or top tier guys fighting because of his name.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's still a good name in the light heavyweight division. Now he's going to become he's going to become a gatekeeper very soon. But he needed that fight. I don't think he needed as much as Hart did, But I think at the end, I think Sullivan Barrera needs to take a step back and take a very, very long look in the mirror if he wants to keep fighting, because this Sullivan Barrera I saw right now, he's no longer a top tier fighter. He's probably barely hanging on to being a second tier guy right now in that division, you know, and just, you know, some of his punches was sloppy, some of his movement was sloppy. The fight itself, and don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Jesse Hart, right? But that fight also showed me that, dude, if you would have fought a later Alvarez, you would not have had them same results you had against Sullivan.
Bo.
Way better goddamn.
Bo, I need you to turn it up, nigga. I need you to turn it up because that shit was horrible from Jesse Hart, dog. I need you to turn that shit up because what motherfucking fighter throw a leading uppercut from that far in range? What fucking champion supposedly fucking always smothers his fucking punches? Hey, what guy squares himself up, leaves himself open for incoming punches from a motherfucking dangerous guy? Come on, man. This nigga swing and miss. He make Wilder look like a proficient motherfucker. This nigga sweet. He in it. Look, Bo, this nigga. Hey, and you know it's bad when Bradley and fucking War was clowning this nigga. Was mid-sentence. He was like, yeah, Jesse Hart doing it. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. He's like, it's like he take one step back forward and then 100 ones back. That shit would have got, look, if that was Bivol, if that was fucking Kovalev, Alvarez, Marcus Brown, anybody. Marcus Brown too busy hitting on women. Fuck him. Anyway, no, fuck that nigga. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? If that was anybody.
Well, here's the thing, though. Remember, we questioned his ring IQ as well based on what we saw against Gilberto Ramirez.
That bitch first.
I questioned his IQ altogether. Simple fact, he couldn't understand what we meant from the article. He thought we were picking Barrera to win. Like, no, we said challenge. And it was.
But see, he had a chance to prove to us wrong. He had a chance to prove us wrong, Bo. 2K, if you watching, Blake says everybody in Three Kings Boxing. He had a chance because he had multiple chances to knock Sullivan Barrera on his ass. But yet, like we all said, his ring IQ inside the ring is very low. His intelligence IQ outside of the ring is low because any fucking person with an average IQ, especially with a fucking deep amateur pedigree that he had, he said, let me calm down. Let me not smother my punches. Let me continue to use the reach advantage, the 4-inch reach advantage I have, and continue to light that ass up with the right hand. And then when I get him hurt, go in there intelligently and put this man down. So he proved to us that he is a dumbass. And I'm not using my words. Point blank, plain and simple.
Well, okay, listen, man. And I've said this. Hart shouldn't even probably be at 175. I don't know why he ran up to 175. Well, yeah, I do.
You want Ramirez?
Right, yeah, he's chasing that unicorn.
He ain't even a champion. What the fuck you chasing him for?
All right, but you know that's them in-house fights. But I said this a while back when he was picked to fight Aleta Alvarez. Now, Aleta Alvarez had, he signed a co-promotion deal with Top Rank, and I said, man, Jesse Hart is being set up for failure fighting Aleta Alvarez, and he was because Aleta Alvarez is, he's with Top Rank, so you got to justify this guy being with Top Rank and keeping him relevant. So you throw him in there with a Jesse Hart, who's a solid contender at 168. I said, yo, man, Hart is being set up for motherfucking failure. He is. And a lot of cats, had something to say about that, right? So, of course, in comes Sullivan Barrera, and it just further proves my point from watching that fight, which was, it was an ugly fight to watch. Watching that fight proved that, dog. And he now, to his credit, he admitted, I need a few more tunas. Yeah, motherfucker, you need a lot more motherfucking tunas before you challenge for a title. So I give him that. At least he acknowledged that. But outside of that, man, listen, dog. Jesse Hart is not going to win a title in that light heavyweight division.
Especially fight the way he fight.
No, that's the way he fights. That's why I say he like if he'd have stayed at 168, he probably would have fought for that vacant WBO. Billy Joe just happened to, get in. But I think if Hart would have stayed, Joe wouldn't have got that chance. He'd have stayed in there. Okay, because I don't think Billy Joe would have tried to fight. And matter of fact, Billy Joe probably would have fought Jesse Hart. Be like, hey man, I know I can beat this dude. I'm my ring
You would have beat him too. You would have beat him too because fucking Jesse Hart, the ring IQ is stupid. And the thing is, I'm not saying that Jesse Hart can be a champion. What I'm saying is this motherfucker can be a formidable challenger and a guy that could win a championship. But this dude, it's the things that he does in the ring. Like, who squared?
Those are Philly fighters. You got to understand, man. They're emotionally led. Look at Tevin Farmer. That one fight where he should have won, but they gave it to the other guy, and Tevin wound up winning the belt. He wound up fighting for the belt again because the guy tested for synthetic, or whatever, right? But look at that fight. There were moments in that fight where you can see Tevin Farmer let up off the gas. Those Philadelphia or Tevin Farmer will get lured into gunfights. Those Philadelphia fighters, man, that's just how they are, dog. They emotionally led fighters that you can lure them into the fight that they should not have simply because they want to get at you.
My thing is, well, then hold on, Blake, before I go. But my thing is, then don't get mad when a motherfucker call you on your shit. You know what I'm saying? B-Hop was able to, control himself. You see, once J-Rock got that ass thumped by Jamal, he said, you know what? Hey, I got more ability than I showcased in that fight. So let me not get overzealous. Let me not get overly eager and let the fight come to me and see what he did to Jared Hurd. You know what I'm saying? And look at Joe Frazier and so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? So while I get what you're saying, and I completely agree, it's up to you, the fighter, to understand, to know them. You got to know yourself better than anybody else knows you. You got to know your limitations. You got to know what you do well and what you don't do well and what you need to do to be successful. And it's clear as day to me that Jesse Hart, while he has that power, he has athletic ability, he has boxing ability. He actually has the attitude. He at least has the fighter's mentality, and I'll give him that. But we need to see the fighter's IQ for him in order to be called a champion. And look at Andre Durrell. You know what I'm saying? Andre Durrell got all the physical abilities, but the IQ and the mental fortitude isn't there, and you see why he ain't a champion. Blake, go ahead.
Nah, I was saying that too. I was saying that about the Philly fighters. I was agreeing with both. You can lure them into a slugfest. They are not, even with Jesse Hart, even if you look at the Terry Norris, sometimes he stayed in the pocket of, even the Chavez fight, he stayed in the pocket just too long. He trying to throw, he could have threw a 1-2, a 1-2, 3.
Not Terry Norris.
Not
Meldrick Taylor.
Meldrick Taylor, not Terry Norris, Meldrick Taylor. My bad. He could have 1-2 or 1-2, 3 and got out of there, but against Chavez, he stayed in the pocket too long. Even if you look at the J-Rock Charlo fight, J-Rock, J-Rock was starting to school Charlo. He was countering that jab every time. But to me, he went to the well too much, and he stayed right in front of Mao and stayed right in the pocket and got caught because he was feeling himself and got lured into something that he shouldn't have been. He should have. But Jesse Hart, I don't. Like I said before, I've never been too high on Jesse Hart. The Gilbert Ramirez fights, I mean, that was sloppy. He was squaring up so much in them fights.
Jesse Hart fight like he be having panic attacks, or he got a lot of anxiety and shit.
Yeah, he's not comfortable in the ring. He almost reminds you of Jermaine Taylor, like they tire out because
you know what, that is a very good analogy of Jermaine. It's just, I think the only difference between Hart and Jermaine is Hart has better stamina than Jermaine did, but that is a very good analogy, Blake.
They mentally seem like they mentally get tired. It seems like when they in the ring, they not relaxed. It's like, oh, I'm in a fight. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just, hey, this is just another day at the office.
It's like they almost wanted to be over quick. You know what I'm saying? How they fight, just like, oh, okay, let me hurry up. And, I hit the motherfucker, he's still here. So it's like, oh, shit, what I do now? I'm holding on and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Looking like Cotto versus Margarito in the first fight, the last 4 rounds.
Well, not necessarily, fellas. I think one of what you have to understand with Philly fighters, it's extreme amount of pressure on them because they're from Philadelphia. You have to show that Philly pride when you're in there, and that's instilled in these Philly guys when they are fighters in the gym. You gotta show that pride. You gotta show that, you know what I'm saying, that Philly fucking toughness at all goddamn times, right? So I don't think it's so much as you know, the nervousness or the anxiousness. I think it's so much as that pressure is on them to go out there and prove I'm a true Philly fighter. It's no different than a Mexican fight. You got to go out there. Remember how people was getting on Canelo when he fought Gennady Golovkin? That you didn't fight with Mexican pride. You guys remember that shit in the first fight?
Yeah.
They felt like he didn't fight with Mexican pride. You know, and I think that the one of the problem with a lot of Philadelphia fighters, you know, and shout out to my man Dawood, he's teaching his son to be a little bit different, is that you have to use what's working for you to win the fight. Don't worry about, because listen, the number one thing that happens when you lose is everybody gonna talk shit about you. Like if they're talking shit about you and you winning, they're gonna talk shit about you when you losing. Yep. So you have to use what's available there for you to win versus trying to go out and prove that you're a tough Philadelphia fighter or you're a tough Chicago, whatever. No, go out there and prove that you're the better fucking fighter, period. Let that other shit fall where it may, you know, and I think that's the thing that you have with a cat like Jesse Hart. That's always in his mind. When you look at Danny Garcia, although that's there for him, but Angel Garcia don't let that be the ilk on him all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's the reason why Danny can be more relaxed when he fight and be more have more success when he fights versus cats like we see like Jesse Hart.
All right, man. I doubt that you've seen. Well, you might have seen Josh Warrington versus Kid Galahad. Did you?
No, man. But I picked Warrington, and I'm glad he won.
Yeah,
I heard it was a close fight, though.
I think Galahad won, but he was able to. I ain't gonna talk too much about it, but I thought he was able to neutralize the activity of Warrington. He was able to. He kept switching from southpaw to orthodox and vice versa. Really confused. Warrington, who wasn't quite himself. He kind of, like I said, I told Blake earlier.
I confused the judges with that, man.
Yeah,
a lot of time when judges see you switching, they think you're doing it because whatever you're doing is not working. Yeah, and makes the other guy look more effective.
Yeah, I mean, but he kind of put me in a mode of a Kell Brook, with the Andre Ward, like with the perfect timing. They might not throw a lot of punches, but the punches they throw, they count and they offset you. You know how you see fighters that got their perfect timing, that they throw just at the right time and force their opponent to reset. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he was doing a lot. So
like Ward with that jab, when Ward would throw a jab to make you be gearing up to throw a straight right hand, and he'll hit you with a jab and make you reset. Like,
and then he'll come in and clinch behind it. You know what I'm saying? That's what Galahad did a lot. Yeah. But it was a lot of infighting. There wasn't really a lot of activity. So I'm not mad that Warrington got the decision, even though I think that Galahad won. He was more effective in, in his plan, and he dictated the pace of the fight. You know what I'm saying? Warrington still threw more punches, but it wasn't like he blitzed him like he did Lee Selby and like he did Carl Frampton. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay.
This is, why Warrington won. Let's keep it real. Because of OG Frank Warren. Yeah. OG Frank Warren. Warrington used to be with Hearn, now he's with Warren, and Galahad used to be with Warren, now he's with Hearn, right? Frank Warren, the OG. See, while Eddie was up there, going to the commission, talking about some, no, he can't get a bypass to make a unification fight. He got to fight my guy Kid Galahad. While Hearn was doing that, in social media, going to the petition, Frank Warren was behind the scenes with the judge. Look here, mate. My guy, you understand? Okay, because this fucking guy, I don't like this fucking guy, mate. Now remember when your son was little, who used to take him to the park? Am I not the uncle to your son? Okay, mate. Look here. You guys make sure this is not no. Let's not fuck about here. Let's not fuck about, guys. Okay, Galahad. I need Warrington to win. There are bigger money fights. Can Galahad fill up a stadium? Huh? Is Galahad? Can Galahad bring money back this way? Is Galahad gonna stay right here fighting? Eddie Hearn is not concerned about what's going on over here. He's too busy trying to repair with Anthony Joshua. All right, mate. So we need to make sure that Josh Warrington wins this fight, okay? And I'm gonna put him on ESPN, and I'm gonna make us a boatload of money, okay, fellas? See, that's what Frank Warren was doing. While Eddie was out there talking to the media, and Frank Warren was behind it. No, fuck that. I'm going right to the judges and the commission. Give me the niggas I need, goddamn.
They both sound like Denzel. Watched it a little bit, trying to do that like a little Denzel UK broken accent. That shit was funny as hell. All right, man. All right, we about to finish it up, man. Fuck, I was about to say. Oh yeah. Quick thoughts. Warren said he want to make fucking Warrington versus Cruz. I think that's a good fight. I think Cruz wins it though.
I'd rather see Cruz versus Gary Russell.
I do too, but it seems like he don't know the opinion.
Only because that fight has been taken. It's supposed to
taking forever. Should have had it about 2 years ago.
Actually, if Warren wants a unification, it's funny. He's talking about Leo San. See, that's what I'm talking about. See,
these Valdez right there.
See, these guys talk about look, back when we say this all the time. These promoters know what they're doing, man. Notice he's saying Cruz and not Gary Russell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He could have easily said Gary Russell. And if anybody say, "Oh, Russell was PBC," so it's fucking Cruz, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So the fuck is Cruz? So hey, shit. He feels that Leo Santa Cruz is more vulnerable, and that's the reason why he's saying that. But I would like to, before anybody unifies with anybody, I want to see them do it with Gary Russell. Gary Russell's long overdue, man.
Yeah, he is. All right, man. We about to close it out with this. Who does Tyson Fury fight next in his next fight? He said he returned in September. I'm thinking Kubrat Pulev. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it could be Joseph Parker. I don't know. Well, he with DAZN, so that ain't happening. So I take that back. So I'm thinking Kubrat Pulev or somebody along those lines. What do you think, Bo?
I think what Top Rank is going to do, they're going to build off of this. Don't expect him to come in against nobody tough. He might fight. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get Adam Kalnaki, Carlos Takam, Zhang, the Asian fighter, that tall Asian fighter, Zayli Zhang, Tyrone Spong. I'm not looking for them to try to. Kubrat Pulev is not going to take that fight because Kubrat Pulev is the mandatory at the IBF, so he's not going to take that fight.
You don't think Adam Kalnaki a tough fight?
Kanaki would be a good fight. I could see him fight Adam Kanaki. That would be good because Kanaki is big, hasn't been knocked out or knocked down at that. So that I think that's sellable, and it's still a very winnable fight for Tyson Fury. But you would have to hope that that Al Heyman is willing to sacrifice Kanaki because he might want to save Kanaki for who? Deontay. Because Kalnaki is ranked number 5 by the WBC, so he may want to save him for Deontay Wilder. And incidentally, which I find interesting is see the WBC has some bogus motherfuckers, right? They some bogus motherfuckers, right? So Anthony Joshua loses, and the WBC already got him ranked number 3. See, they some dirty sons of bitches. Anthony Joshua ain't never held no WBC. They fucking with Dylan White hard, man. Anthony Joshua ain't never held no WBC nothing in his goddamn life.
But well, go ahead, Blake.
I was saying this here. Knowing Bob Arum them, they gonna want to make him look good because if they say they gonna do the Wilder fight, they gonna want to make Fury look good all the way up until. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't see Al Heyman sacrificing Kawanaki, but I could see him sacrificing Charles Martin. And then we know Tyson Fury gonna look like Muhammad Ali. He getting there against Charles Martin.
I was saying more so Gerald Washington, but hey, they all bad fights.
Gerald Washington, he's done. But that's
hold on, because I just seen some shit too. Just looking on Twitter, Instagram, whichever one of them motherfuckers. Jarrell Miller had a meeting with Bob Arum, and he was at the fight last night. I doubt that that's the next fight, but I mean, look, he ain't that far removed from preparation for Anthony Joshua, so why not? I know he's still suspended.
If anybody can revitalize Gerald Miller, it's Bob. He's got the connection. He's got the money to do it.
But hey, Miller versus Fury, at least the build-up would be good. The build-up they would be making out. Nobody want to see that shit, but them two dudes would make out and cuss each other out and talk about each other, mama and daddy, and it'll draw asses to seats. You know what I'm saying? So what about that fight, man?
That if anybody, listen, the only other person that can kind of take some of the sting off of what's Gerald Miller outside of Bob Arams is Oscar. Oscar and that PR machine is beautiful, right?
Mm-hmm.
That PR machine is beautiful, but Bob can take it off of you just the fact that it's Bob. If Bob put his hands on you, I can hear Bob now. Listen, this guy made a mistake, okay? But for the past 6 months, he has been undergoing serious testing. We ourselves have been testing this guy. This is America. We have to give people second chances. And this would be a very, very good fight. We get a chance. Everybody deserves redemption. All right? You fucking guys got to understand how this works.
Look at Tyson.
Perfect. There you go.
Fighting ears off, and then you got the other Tyson snorting a white girl. Oh, look, I take all the drug cheats and the cannibals and just look, reinvent them. No, man, but hey, it is what it is. We gonna see, man. You know what I'm saying? This is just the prelude to tomorrow's show, man. That 2K and my man Bo about to drop. So remember to get ready for them. Come over to CST, Colossal Sports TV on Sundays and Wednesdays. Hey, and then Monday and Thursday, they're gonna hit y'all with that fire, man. So be sure to subscribe to Prodigy of Boxing Talk or the Three Kings Boxing Podcast happen. Hey, still go over there and subscribe to my man Bo's channel, Truth and Facts About Sports.
Yeah, baby. Hey, we gonna get on that college football. Bama, baby.
I'm not a Bama fan, but I'm from Bama. Hey, so that's what you gonna do with it, man? You gonna talk football and shit? You switching from boxing to just football over there?
I'm gonna talk all the sports, baseball.
I'm ready, nigga. You been this channel been dead for a minute, nigga. Let's get it popping.
I've been working on it. I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't watch the sports this year. That's why I didn't want to kick it up. But now that everything is like resetting, I can start watching everything now.
All right, nigga, let's get it because I'm ready to make my.
The Cubs beat the Dodgers last night. I watched. Hey, the Cubs beat the Dodgers. I was jumping up and down. Goddamn.
Hell yeah, man. But like I said, subscribe to all those channels. But more importantly, man, make sure you visit 3kingsboxing.com daily. Probably every 30 minutes because we got some hot shit up there every time. Whether it's interviews, breaking news, personal pieces, updated schedules, rankings, polls. We do it all over there at 3kingsboxing.com. So make sure you check us out daily, frequently. Also, if you want to follow us on Twitter, 3 Kings Boxing on Twitter, Instagram, 3 Kings Boxing on Instagram, and on Facebook, go like the Facebook page, 3 Kings Boxing. So, if you want the real, unfiltered, unbiased boxing news and information, again, check out 3kingsboxing.com and all of the platforms associated with it. Colossal Sports TV, Michael Wilson shit. I don't know his shit, but I think it's
boxing talk.
Yeah, whatever. It did Truth and Facts About Sports and Prodigy of Boxing, man. Till next time, we are out. Peace, motherfuckers.